from a guy I went to college with, who's like a brother to me, and he said, now Bill, he's from Nevada, he said, Bill, I'm coming to New York with two buddies, and we're going to do some business, and then I want to go play that fancy golf course Donald Trump built near your house. He said, it's only 10 minutes to your house. You used to be president. Surely you can get me on a golf course. So I said, yeah, and the most important thing you just said was used to be. I'll get you on and I'll go with you. So I take him and I got to the caddy because it's a very difficult course. We played the first hole and the other three guys walk off the green. And I'm about to go off the green when for the only time in my life I was physically restrained on that green by the caddy. The guy grabbed my arm and said, wait, don't go. I got to tell you something. I said, okay. He said, you don't know me, do you? I said, I don't think so. He said, that's because I'm not really a caddy. So I thought, what do I got here? A comedian, a terrorist, somebody I made mad 20 years ago? Then the guy looked at me and he said, President Clinton, I just do this to supplement my family's income. In my real life, I am a captain in the New York City Fire Department. And he said, you know, before 9/11, most of us firemen thought we were Republicans. He said, what do we need from the government? We already had a good job, health care and retirement. And we're pretty clannish. He said, to tell you the truth, we just love all that macho talk they put out. I love this guy, he's so upfront. He said, we just like the way they talk. He said, but on that awful day, when we were desperately trying to find people alive, and in the days afterward, where we were just trying to find some human remains so the families could have some closure, and we were breathing all that stuff, your wife, our senator, was the first person who knew that many of us would get sick and some could die because of what we breathe doing our job for our country. But the president, most of us voted for, the whole White House, the whole EPA, they said, oh, there's no way we could get sick breathing that stuff. And we didn't need any help with emergency diagnosis and care. And they fought, he said, but Hillary fought too. And she stayed with us from beginning to end. And because she did, and because she got some people to help her in the House, we got the help we needed. And he said, some of us who would have died are alive. And those who didn't make it, at least their families had the dignity of knowing that at a terrible moment in our country's history, our service was honored. And this guy looked at me. By now I can't breathe. I got tears streaming down my face. He said, you know, I don't know what I think about politics anymore. But I do know this. That's the sort of person who ought to be president. Someone who knows what it's like to be me. And every other person that ever felt ignored or trampled on or forgotten. And I would do anything I could to elect her. I tell you that story because that's the person I've known now for more than 35 years. And what that guy could do to help elect her was to give me permission to tell this story. I called him the next day and asked him if I could have his permission. This is a great country full of amazing possibilities. You can make the argument that the only way we can go into the future is just to forget about everybody who made good things happen and stop bad things happening in the past. You can say that the 90s were not much better than the last decade. I don't agree. You can say that the promise of change is more important than the fact of change. You can say that solutions don't matter. You have to make this decision based on what you want in the next president. So I want you to think about this one thing when you go out. I hope you'll remember what I said about health care and education and jobs and our record, but I want you to think about this one thing. When this is over, what? Yeah, we got somebody coming to medic over there. When this is over, I want you to think about this one thing on the way out. How would you define success in the next president? If you think I did a good job, why? If you think I didn't, why? That'll tell you who to vote for. Hillary's definition is this. This is her definition of whether she will do a good job for you if you elect her. If this is your definition, you should vote for her. If it's not, you have other choices. She thinks only three things matter. Number one, are the American people better off when I quit than when I started? Number two, do our children and grandchildren have a brighter future? Number three, is this amazing but perilous interdependent world coming together instead of being torn apart? If you want the answer to every one of those questions to be yes, you show up for her, Carrie takes it for her, and you will carry her